Alright, this is a video for a female subscriber, I guess you could say. She has a Passat. She basically had the cam chain rattling in her car for quite some time and has been driving it. Ate the pucks up. Put a new cam chain in it, watching my videos. Took the cam out. Put the cam chain in the cam in, made sure everything was lined up. You know, left everything out, turned it over, you know, just like you're supposed to. Check it, you know, after you've turned it over a couple of times to make sure both cams are lined up. And you have 16 rollers in between the notch on this cam and the notch on the intake cam. The problem she had when she put the car back together, she had no compression. So she thought she'd done something wrong. Actually, she didn't. She did everything right. What she didn't do, and what she needs to do now, pull the valve cover back off. You can do this 2 cylinders at a time. What has happened is when you pulled that camshaft off, them lifters just hardened up. They went to their full extended travel and they're basically pumped up hard as a rock. So what you do is you put, you know, you've got your cam back in, you got everything lined up, take your coil packs out, take your valve cover off, to pull your plugs off because it's easier to do it this way. Roll the engine over until you get the intake lobes on 2 of these cylinders pointing straight up away from the lifters. Let it sit 30 minutes. Put a compression gauge on those 2 cylinders. I bet you'll have compression. Do the same with the other 2 cylinders. Sometimes it takes 30 minutes, sometimes it takes an hour. It all depends. If it's cold out, it's going to take longer. If you got heavier oil in it, it's going to take longer. If your lifters are plugged up and getting a little icky, it's going to take longer. What I generally recommend, put the lobes pointing straight up, you know, straight north at 12 o'clock. There'll be 3 of them actually. There's 3 intake valves and 2 exhaust on these. So you roll the 3 intake lobes up. There'll be, you can do like this one and this one at the same time, and then this one and this one at the same time. So you get the cam lobes pointing straight up. Go get a sandwich. Okay? Come back 30 minutes to an hour. You know, if you want to play it safe, come back in 2 hours. You'll have compression on those 2 cylinders. Then you roll it over until you get the other cam lobes pointing up. And what you're doing is you're basically letting the lifters relax with the lowest side of the lobe on top of them. It's basically resetting the lash on the lifters is all it's doing. You start it up, it may run a little funny for a little while. Rev it up a couple of times after you get it warmed up, you know, snap the throttle, and you know, you should be okay. Believe it or not, everyone I've done has done that. But I know enough to where when I put it back together, I basically just roll them north and just let it sit. Go do something, go piddle with something else, go clean parts, blah, blah, blah. Roll the other 2 around. Check the compression. You know, crank it over a couple of times, make sure all the notches line up. And then put it together, and they generally start right up. It'll run a little iffy and a little shaky there at first, but you know, let it warm up, snap the throttle a couple of times, and it'll set them right up for you. And I hope that helps you out.